I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Planning Commission together for August 25th, 2025. Call it to order. Secretary, please take a roll call.
Commissioner Escamilla,
Here.
Commissioner Leo,
Here.
Commissioner Oliva. Here. Commissioner Pham. Commissioner Wu,
Here.
Vice Chair Benninger,
Present.
Chair Ramos.
Chair,
Quorum has been reached at 5:31 p.m.
Thank you. Let's move the Pledge of Allegiance. Alan, would you like to lead us in, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please note Commissioner Pham is here. Before we begin, I'd like to remind my fellow commissioners to turn off the microphone when not speaking. Turn it off when it's not speaking, turn on when you are. And when speaking, please place the microphone about 4 inches away from you. Members of the public may attend the Planning Commission meeting in person or virtually via Zoom. I now invite the Commission Secretary to describe the way the public can access and participate in this meeting.
This meeting is being live streamed via our portal at www.santa-ana.primegov.com/public/portal and on YouTube at www.youtube.com/City of Santa Ana videos. If you would like to provide public comment, you may do so in the following ways. Join the meeting via Zoom, enter the meeting ID number 836039797703. When the item you wish to comment on is being discussed, please select the hand icon to indicate that you would like to speak. Once called upon, remember to unmute yourself and state your name for the record. You can also join the meeting by calling 669-900-6833. Enter meeting ID 836039797703. When the item that you would like to comment on is being discussed, press 9 to let us know you would like to speak. You will be called upon by the last 3 digits of your phone number. After you are called upon, you may press 6 to unmute yourself. For those who are attending this meeting in person and would like to provide public comment, please fill out a request to speak form and turn it into the recording secretary. All speakers will have 3 minutes to speak. I will alert you when your time is up.
Thank you. Moving on to public comments on non-agenda, non-public hearing items. Secretary, does anyone wish to speak?
If you are attending this meeting in person and would like to comment on non-agenda or non-public hearing items, please fill out a request to speak form located towards the back of the conference room. If you are participating via Zoom and would like to comment on non-agenda or non-public hearing items, please select the hand icon to let us know you would like to comment. If you are calling in and would like to comment on non-agenda or non-public hearing items, please dial 9 and then 6 to unmute yourself. I will wait a few seconds. Vice Chair, we do not have any speakers. Chair has joined us at 5:35 p.m.
Right here.
moving on to the consent calendar. Is there a motion to approve item A? Minutes from August 11th, 2025, and item B, excused absences.
I'd like to make a motion to approve item A and B.
I'll second that.
Thank you. We have a motion from Commissioner Wu and a second from Vice Chair Benninger. Secretary, please call for a roll call vote.
Commissioner Escamilla,
Aye.
Commissioner Leo, Commissioner Oliva, Commissioner Pham,
Aye.
Commissioner Wu,
Aye.
Vice Chair Benninger,
Aye.
Chair Ramos,
Aye.
motion approved unanimously.
Thank you. That concludes the consent calendar. As there are no public hearing items on today's agenda, we will move on to the business miscellaneous item. This is the time and place for public facilities naming number 2025-01 for the park located at the southwest corner of the intersection of South Bristol Street and West Tolliver Street, 712 South Bristol Street. Staff from Parks, Recreation, and Community Services Agency will provide a short presentation.
Hi, everybody. Hawk Scott here, Parks and Recreation Director. Great to see you guys all here. Here to get the y'all's blessing for the name of our park on Bristol and 10th. So I'll give you guys a little bit of background. As you guys know, as you mentioned, it is located at the intersection of Bristol Street and Tolliver Street in the southeastern section of the Central City neighborhood. The new 1.5 acre park will feature drought tolerant landscaping, pedestrian pathways, recreational spaces, and a multi-use court. It will be the first city park to have a stormwater reuse and treatment system for irrigation. My team crowdsourced suggestions from the community to assist in the naming of the new park. Things we did it on social media, through all our platforms, through the city's main platform, as well as we were out at the park during the groundbreaking to get people's suggestions, and they filled it out, and they also went online to do it. We had over 30 unique suggestions received that met the Santa Ana Municipal Code criteria. 50 different names were suggested overall, and there were hundreds upon hundreds of votes. In my tenure here, this has been the most voting we have had on any of our park names that have been there. So our social media reach, our team going out there has done a really good job to get these, get the community more and more involved. Dang, man. As I mentioned before about the Santa Ana Municipal Code criteria, these are what identifies how you can do names. So distinct geographically environmental developmental features in the immediate area, the history of a subject site, or identifies a person or family having made an extraordinary donation of lands or funds. Recognizes a person or family who made a distinct, significant contribution to the city of Santa Ana, including past mayors, council members, board of commission members, officers, or employees of the city, or not anyone holding current office. So we are here today So we're here today for to get your guys' approval on the recommended name based on our Santa Ana Municipal Code for Bristol and Tolliver. My Parks and Recreation Board voted 8-0 to name the Bristol and Tolliver new park site to Nuestro Park during their July 24, 2025 meeting. For those of you that do know, Nuestro Park does mean our. So in a sense, this is our park is what we're going with. And that was the top vote getter that we had. So we're asking for the recommendation action is to adopt a resolution to approve the public name facilities number, like you said earlier, 2025-1, naming the park located on the southwest corner of Bristol and Tolliver Street to Nuestro Park. At this time, I can answer any questions you may have.
Thank you for the presentation. Does the commission have any comments or questions for staff? I'll begin with Commissioner Wu.
Yes, I was wondering, there's an alleyway that abuts the park, and it's kind of a remnant strip that it's difficult to put housing and businesses there. So it seems like a park would be good for the neighborhood, and the neighborhood needs it. But I was wondering, the alleyway will it still exist after the park is built, and where will the parking be? So this is a neighborhood park. So
Neighborhood park.
in our neighborhood park, there aren't any parking. It's, primarily for the neighborhood. People that do come to visit the park will find some parking somewhere. There is no alleyway. This actually butts up from Bristol all the way to the wall of the neighboring houses. So, and it is, if you guys have gone down Bristol, it is currently under construction. And I like to call what phase one. They've got all the from the water resources portion of the thing, they have buried the tanks. So they're moving along really fast. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Wu. Are there any other questions or comments from the commission?
Yes, sir.
Go down, like, because there will be
Hmm?
our stretch for the open space in the road, and so I just wonder what your thoughts are.
Well, they're not thoughts. They're actually what we do for our policy and procedures. So anytime we do have a new park that comes on board, anytime we have anything new, we do engage the community on a number of reasons. We, of course, are through our social media, which you guys hopefully are all following us because we're a lot of fun. We do go out to the neighborhood association meetings, so when we do have a big project or projects coming or things are in the vicinity of that neighborhood, we do go out there and ask questions, let them know. And when it comes to naming of the parks, we do the same thing that, we will be engaging the community as many ways as we can. So as, new parks do come aboard, that is a process we do follow. And I did forgot to mention this park, once it is done, will be our 48th park in the city. And then 49 will be 10th and Flower. And soon after that, we're going to have our 50th park, which I'm really excited about. So I know I like saying that. It's like, I'm about to hit the big 50. So.
Thank you, Commissioner Leo. Commissioner Pham, did you want to say something?
I think I was thinking about the same thing as Commissioner Leo, like how would we engage, for our specific ward? How would we engage Park and Rec to see if there are new parks in our specific ward? I'm not sure who's championing where these parks are going to be located, right? It might be something outside of this body, but I understand that it's part of the Bristol widening, but I also drive up and down Harbor, and there's quite a bit of empty lots. I know probably private, but that would be great to have a park on Harbor. I'm just saying.
So most of you guys do know in Santa Ana, we are park poor, but I guarantee right now we are looking for any space we can find. And at the end of the day, it comes down to, like you said, who owns the property? Are they willing sellers? And then, what's it going to cost us? A lot of the times, some of the pricing they're asking for is wow. And unfortunately, we don't have that, but we do look for a variety of ways to fund things like that, through grants, through, A&D funding, stuff like that. But so we are always looking for park spaces around, and a lot of our parks that we have expanded. So like the 10th and Flower, it was originally just a little square, but through willing seller and stuff like that, we're able to expand it a little bit, as well as a closed part of that street for a water project as well too. So we are always looking. If they're like in your neighborhood, if you got suggestions, feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to my team, and we always take a look, or reach out to Susie Furjanic. She's one of the our big cheerleaders in championing, park space and like that. But we are always looking to expand our parks, but at the same time, we're always looking to, take care of, improve the parks we do have as well too. So with me, it's always nice to get new stuff, new parks. But to me, it's like, well, what about parks 1 through 47? As time grows, we want to make sure they have, ADA access, better restrooms, better lightings. I could use so many of our parks, for examples, Memorial Park. When I first came here to Memorial Park, these lights were falling off, probably older than Carl. And I had to, I'm sorry. And like I said, and you had a pool there that was in its 65, 66 years old, as well as the wall on the west side was falling down. You guys go out there now, you got state-of-the-art LED lighting that's going to be under warranty for 25 years. You've got a state-of-the-art aquatics facility that's going to open up late next summer. And you got a brand new, beautiful wall that, once this project's done, we're going to put a beautiful Memorial Park mural there of some sort. My hope is to, honor our armed forces. So again, we're always looking, but we're always trying to take care of what we have too. And you'll see that, like I said, we got a couple projects coming up that's going to get lighting. Angels Park, which again, if y'all been there lately, just right here, it's got new restrooms, going to get the new basketball courts, and it's going to have lighting so that our teams come and play. Delhi is going to get new lighting out there too. So now we can expand our youth sports out there on the fields or on adult sports. And one of the big ones I'm excited about is Centennial Park. There's 3 projects coming on out there with lighting. We were finally going to light up field 5 and 6, the big green spaces. We were going to light up the playground. And the one I'm most excited about, believe it or not, is we're going to add lighting to the playground. I mean, the playground to the skate park. You know, so our skateboarders and our bikers are going to be able to go out there till 10 p.m. now and ride it. And my previous job, we lit up all our skate parks, and they were very, very exciting, very fun. And it kept the kids there at the park instead of going to be knuckleheads in the shopping centers like we do see. So, I mean, that's our approach, you know, and that's, we're always looking. So if you guys ever say, hey, there's a piece of land here, well, let us know. We can look into it. So. Then along with
Thank
If there's
you.
no other question, I'd like to make a
I
motion.
believe Commissioner Escamilla wanted to
Okay.
make comments and haven't gone through the list yet. Thank you.
Sorry, thank you, Chair. And thank you, Director. Yeah, no, great projects. I definitely see the progress every time I try to make that right on Tulliver right now, and it's all blocked off. It's looking good. I guess the overall vision, definitely, you know, whatever kind of remnant parcels that we already have on Bristol that to me are pretty much quasi park-like, but I think are under Public Works. I think those are always opportunities for additional improvements. Obviously, the Bristol and First Street southwest corner is probably like the biggest chunk out there, right? So adding a fountain, like people already hang out there, but making it somewhat more welcoming for families, kind of passing one of our busiest intersections. I think those are always great opportunities, and even small micro opportunities like the other remnant parcel, I think a little bit south of, oh my gosh, Modern Day, there's like a little corner where we landscape it. And for me, those are always like the really kind of curious opportunities for like intervention in an urban environment of like these micro parks, of even just adding named benches and like something like that, where it's, you know, people are going to stop by. That one maybe is a little less appropriate because you don't get as much foot traffic. But there are other locations like that along, oh my gosh, want to say McFadden as it kind of curves a little bit, and we have like some extra landscaping space. I think it's like McFadden and Orangish or so. So those I think are always great. And I really love the idea that you have with the memorial pool opportunity to recognize local veterans. And what I was trying to track down, and I didn't manage to get the information in time, is Sammy Lee was a two-time Olympian, trainer of Greg Louganis, who also went to Santa Ana High School and then went on to the Olympics for like, and won 4 times, right? But he served in Korea, came out here and helped like desegregate housing in Garden Grove. But I believe he also had a home in North Santa Ana, so it might be like a really good like opportunity, because he actually had a swim school, the Sammy Lee swimming school in Anaheim. So like trained an entire generation of Olympians in Orange County, and he does have a Santa Ana connection. So there might be something like workable there potentially. So get you more info.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And there's also parcels up Warner that, you know, are big enough. And you guys said it right. Where can we create park space? And it doesn't have to be a full-blown park. It could be some walking trails. It could be some, you know, there's so many in technology and just the way sports courts have evolved and how things have evolved, you know. But again, when it comes to Bristol, my main concern is always going to be the safety because of how the thing is. So, you know, bigger fences, stuff like that. So.
Yeah. And I presume this one will have like the full fencing. So it's a very urban style park where it's like everything gets caught.
No, we're not gonna make, we're gonna make it look nice. I like things that look nice.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so again, it takes you guys, it takes, you know, the Parks Commission, it takes the community to come out there and, you know, share the visions, and what you just shared right now, you know, we'd like to know more stuff, and, you know, that could be a possibility to, you know, name a pool after him or name something after him. I mean, it's an Olympian. Like, as you guys both know, Ed Carruthers Park was named, you know, silver medalist, and guy's a great guy. He was still alive. We got to honor him, we got to meet him. And I mean, I was like, wow. So.
Yeah, and on that one, I think the other thing you all did really well was the installation of little doggy fountains as well. So then those are great little amenities just along the trails. Yeah.
Yes, we're trying to upgrade all our fountains that do have the one, not just the doggies, but the kids, but also for the bottles as well too. So, you know, we're always trying to improve our park spaces for everyone, whether you're youth, adults, seniors, and our wagtail friends.
Thank you, Commissioner Escamilla. Commissioner Oliva, did you have any comments? Okay, I'm going to give it to Vice Chair Beninger, and then I'll have comments as well.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to thank you, because having a 3.5-year-old grandson and the work that was done at George Upton Park there in Thornton Park is just beautiful. It's just ideal for him. And as a grandparent, safe, nice and safe, that's soft chrome bottom, and will just fantastic. Question for you. You mentioned this is the first park that's going to have bioswale. I'm surprised for this first park with bioswale in it.
Well, the technology is advancing and our public works department, and I mean, I can't really speak for them on everything they have, but you know, when it comes to parks, we're trying to see how we can be innovative because you can always build, you know, it says you can build a park on top, but hey, what about the land under that? You can get creative and do things like that. And there's also some funding opportunities when you do stuff like that,
Yeah.
you know, so it's getting creative and, you know, especially, you know, economic times, you never know if they're going to be high or they're going to be low. And you always find different ways. And we work with our friends at Public Works to come with some great solutions. We'll have something similar also there at the zoo on, Zoo. I love saying Zoo Lane now. It's so awesome. Zoo Lane and I mean, what Chestnut and Maine, it's because it goes into Tustin, but we will be having some form of water treatment under there. We're going to create a cool little park right there on the corner. So it's always, you know, seeing opportunities, you know, to work together that opens up the opportunities, and also like working with the county as well too, working with our assembly members, working with Correa, because I saw him yesterday, you know, and again, it's just, you know, people seeing the vision of what we want to do to create a better quality of life here, but at the same time, be innovative and being creative, you know, how you spend your money, how you use your money, how you develop things. And I think a couple of you guys have all said it, how to get the community involved, you know, because at the end of the day, they're the ones going to be coming and visiting it the most
Sure.
with us as well.
Well, is there dollars out there for bioswale and to put in other parks? Is there federal money we can get for that?
I'd have to follow with my colleagues from Public Works to see what's out there.
Yeah, because bioswale helps refresh the water in the water table and we get more water into it, which is great. Help us a lot. Just out of curiosity, because you really did reach out on this park and it's fantastic. What were some of the other names that were suggested?
So I'm glad I knew that question's coming from you, and I reached out to my team. There were some knucklehead names, of course.
I just
So
want
we
to-
won't
if
we won't
we'll-
talk about those.
We'll be the next.
But I get that. So one of my favorites, and I know it's a silly name, but it was called Briss Toll, with the toll like that park, and I thought that was creative. Of course, Nuestro Park, the People's Park. I don't know. I guess The Rock chimed in, and Resilience Park were some of the ones there at Bristol and Tolliver.
Turned in Longhorn or Wolverine Park.
Let's keep this clean and let's talk about Michigan.
So, thank you.
Dodger Blue, yes.
Thank you. I'll start off with some comments. So thank you for the presentation and sharing everything that you've shared today. I also can't skip the opportunity to name some of the history behind this as well. So 2016, 2017, there was a campaign called Community Lands in Community Hands, o Tierras Comunitarias en Manos Comunitarias. And that effort eventually led to the creation of the Thrive Santana Community Land Trust. So back then, I believe maybe like 4 Parks and Rec department leads ago, there was an entire effort to help ensure that a lot of the remnant parcels again along Bristol and along Warner could be put to community use. So at that point was when a lot of the advocacy for a park on Bristol began. So I think it's great to see that it's happening now about 8-9 years later. So I would ask that when it comes to the grand opening of the park, that you can please invite Thrive Santana to be a part of that. And they would be able to connect with a lot of the other organizations and individuals that were a part of those efforts. So, well, I'm very happy to see it. I hope that we're going to see more of this with the remaining remnant land that we have throughout the city. And I know we have the State Surplus Lands Act that requires that we look at whether it can be used for affordable housing or park space. So I'm really excited that this one worked. I think a lot of times I ask about it and we hear it didn't work. So it's great to see that there's now an example being set where it worked, and we can hopefully recreate this time and time again. And then I also had a question on the name. So I know the name is Nuestro Park. I'm wondering if at any point did the department consider Nuestro Parque, which would be fully in Spanish and then grammatically correct?
I mean, yes and no, because again, like I said, all our parks are blank park, you know, to have one out of the odd, you know, kind of throws it off, but it was considered. By the end of the day, we did settle with Nuestro Park because that is what the community asked. But I hear what you're saying. We did talk about it.
Okay, so I asked because I actually spoke to leadership from the neighborhood. So the neighborhood association there, but I believe Piccolo, they might have submitted a comment for today, but they might have sent it a bit after the cutoff. But I know that they were asking for the commission to consider Nuestro Parque I was also part of another park naming effort, Mariposa Park in the Lacey neighborhood. And at that time, the community had requested Parque Mariposa. So I know that it has been something that's been considered in the past. So I would ask for the commission to consider naming this park Nuestro Parque, which translates to our park.
So, Chair, I guess a question for staff, like, can we still make the recommendation to go approve the, oh my gosh, the parks recommendation, but then also to include an item to consider that as a secondary option as well? Then that way we don't necessarily make the choice here. We just kind of move it forward to the council, and then they can decide if they want to break precedent or if they want to, because I'm okay either way, but at least to let them know that that could be an option for them.
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
you guys, can make a recommendation, and from this, it does go to city council, and city council has the right to name that, or city council has the right to go in a whole different direction, which in some of the parks they have. And again, it's been for the better, some of the park, Ed Carruthers was a perfect example of that one like that. So I said, as plan commission, it's, we leave it up to you. Like I said, this is, we did the community, and this is what the community voted for. And this was the highest votes of what the community asked for. Parque Nuestro was in there, but it didn't make the votes. But like I said, as when we tallied them all up, this was the number one.
And isn't it true that the city's trying to establish some consistency and standard in the way they look at the banners and the street signs and
Yes.
and naming of parks and all that. And I know that you guys did go out in the community and you did discuss it fully with the Park and Rec Commission, which is another city decision-making body. And they looked at it and they had an 8-0 vote on Bristol Park, following the tally of the votes from the community, right? So now coming into us with this resolution, getting back to resolution here, is that we're adopting, following what the Park and Rec Commission did on 8-0 for Nuestro Park, even though logic might say, well, if you're going to go Spanish, why don't you go all the way? But that's the way the vote went, right? So community consent is a democracy. So I mean, why are we always changing things in the last minute, tweaking and doing this? So I don't see the logic in it. I like to make a motion that we adopt the motion as is. And I urge my colleague to, vote for it as well. Just let's get it done, because man got to go out and build some more parks.
I'll second it for discussion.
Thank you, Commissioner Wu, for your motion. I hear Commissioner Leo has seconded. Are there any other questions or comments from the commission? So I personally like Commissioner Escamilla's recommendation of adding the option of Nuestro Parque, and then ultimately the city council will decide.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess I'll make a substitute motion to make the recommendation for Nuestro Park, and then with the secondary option to consider the
Nuestro Parque,
Nuestro Parque.
and I'll second that. Can I,
There's a motion on the board that been seconded too.
yeah, and we consider the submotions first, Commissioner Wu.
Okay, I'm happy to chime in here. So you do have a substitute motion, which you should vote on first. What I did want to note is that what the municipal code says is that the planning commission does approve the name, and it can approve it with modifications. It can approve a different name. And then the city council ultimately has a lot of leeway as well. They can end up choosing a different name. They can remand it back to the planning commission. So there is flexibility built in the code for that. The only thing I would note is that even if you don't decide on having two names as a possibility, when this goes to the city council, it's actually a report to the city council. So they'll see a resolution, but there will also be a staff report, and the staff report can include information about other discussions that were made. So if for some reason that vote does not get approved, that's a secondary option. That's something that we would be happy to do. Staff would go ahead and put that information in the staff report.
Thank you for that. So seeing as we have a submotion, I'll call the question. Secretary, can you please take a roll call vote on the submotion?
Commissioner Escamilla,
Aye.
Commissioner Leo,
No.
Commissioner Oliva,
No.
Commissioner Fan,
No.
Commissioner Wu,
No.
Vice Chair Benninger,
Aye.
Chair Ramos,
Aye.
motion fails.
Thank you. We'll now go back to Commissioner Wu's motion.
Yes, and I'm amenable to, in the additional report, to say that there was a discussion about some alternative too.
Thank you. Do we need a new second for that with the added note?
You had, as long as whoever made the second is,
Commissioner Lee, are you amicable to that?
concurs with that.
Concur with Commissioner's comments.
So the
Thank you.
motion is to adopt the resolution, but to include in the staff report information about another suggestion. And it's
Yes,
been
no,
seconded.
okay, thank you. So with that, I'll call the question. Secretary, may you please take a roll call vote?
Commissioner Escamilla,
Aye.
Commissioner Leo, Commissioner Oliva,
Aye.
Commissioner Fan,
Aye.
Commissioner Wu, Vice Chair Benninger,
Aye.
Chair Ramos,
Aye.
motion approved unanimously.
Thank you. Congratulations. So that concludes the business calendar. Moving on to staff comments.
No comments from staff tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Does the commission have any closing comments or questions for staff?
Since Hawk is here, I thought the Chicano Heritage Festival was fantastic. Sound system was great. You brought out two bands from my past as a young kid, and they are still as good as they ever was. But more importantly, I thought also seeing the Guzman family, which was part of the Mendez versus the Board of Education, which led to Brown versus Education and to our Civil Rights Act, being there, and you brought up a lot of important people from the community. I just thought during these times as we're being occupied and invaded and our residents are being kidnapped, that we had a healing process there. We had a community coming together and it was peaceful. It was nice. And your staff were working hard before the event, during the event, and after the event, cleaning it up. So I thought it was well run. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner Wu. Commissioner Pham?
It's a bit embarrassing, but my Spanish teacher would probably not be happy. I thought nuevo or nuestra was new. So in my head, I initially thought it's a very unimaginative. It's a very unimaginative name. Yeah, new park, and it makes sense with ours park. So, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Pham. Commissioner Oliva?
No comment for staff, but thank you for today's meeting.
Thank you, Commissioner Oliva. Commissioner Leo?
No comments.
Thank you, Commissioner Leo. Commissioner Escamilla?
No, nothing today.
Thank you, Vice Chair Benninger.
Oh,
Thank you. My only comment is thank you for staff, and also if there's anybody watching, I wanted to let you all know that the city has a new assistance program that they've put out for any families that haven't been impacted by the attacks on our immigrant community. Please check out the city's social media to see more information on how to qualify and how to apply for that. Thank you. Did you want to make a?
I do. I do want to say a couple of things, because again, it's not many times I get in front of you guys. So first off, thank you for all that you do for our building and planning department. Because again, we all work together and they're a big part of what we do. So a lot of the projects that get approved, all the plan checks go through this step right here. So thank y'all for being a part of that. To what you said about Chicano heritage, I was very proud of what we did, especially in the times we are in right now. And something I did see out there, and I know Mr. Wu saw it, and I would love you all to see that there was such an abundance of family out there, and there were so many kids out there. It was gorgeous to see, and we had about 5,000 people out there. Not the crowds we got, but the music was great, the environment was great, and that's exciting because in just 2.5 weeks, it's Fiestas Patrias time. And we're excited to, bring that to downtown Santa Ana. And we're excited to have our parade, down Main Street again. And we encourage our public, to join us and be there and celebrate with us. And, you guys are part of that with the building and planning and all our other departments out there. So I want to thank you guys for that and what you guys do for us. Yeah, no, it was a very, very peaceful event. I mean, the weather, was a little warm for California standards, but we got through it, and yeah, it was a great event. And just wanted to say thank you for recognizing that. Our team, all our teams, it's not just Parks and Recreation, it's our entire city working together. So thank you guys.
Thank you for the comments and for all of that work. With that, our meeting is adjourned at 6:06, and our next regular meeting is on September 8th at 5:30 p.m. Thank you.